Oh shit, we don't have a theme song.
Oh shit, you're right. What are we gonna do?
I don't know. Like, do we have time to buy something?
No, we just have to riff.
We're gonna just riff it.
Oh shit, it's the Nostalgic Front, a podcast from Patrick and Reem. We like movies, TV, and games. Junk food, juice boxes, forgotten things.
Oh wow, that was adequate.
Yeah, that was like pretty good.
Yeah, are we just gonna use it for every episode?
I think we should. I think we have to.
Thank you for listening to the Nostalgic Front. I'm Patrick Hasty.
Thank you for listening to the Nostalgic Front. I'm Brandon Ream,
How-
and I'm fantastic.
Well, look at you over there.
Yeah,
Fantastic, baby. How's it feeling?
good man.
Good day. Marathon podcasting day.
Yeah.
The Patreon, you can tell. We got sweat. Look at this. Look at that sweat in this hat.
Get excited,
Yeah?
NFers, because on this episode,
Well, guess who's here?
I was just gonna
Go
say
ahead.
we have got bits for you.
Ooh.
8. There's gonna be 8 bits.
8 bits. Count along with you,
Yeah,
you know?
count along.
That
along.
fantastic thing, him jumping in early, that's not one of them. 8 bits.
Yep.
We also got a bit.
Of a
Is that,
co-host.
that's not right. No.
Wait, a bit of a
we got a
guest.
producer.
Yeah.
Producer Leif and Oxen's on the show, everybody. Go crazy.
Hold on, let me-
That's fine.
Hey.
You're
Hi.
good. We're fine. Leif,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Good. I like it. He said
Hell
hello
yeah.
like we were getting ready to barbershop it. You know? Do it again.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I tried doing
Hello.
that bit before we even started.
Oh,
way
really?
back when,
Oh, I like
we were
that.
setting up the first time, and like everybody, and I tried to get everybody to join in. And
Personally, I enjoyed it. I should have jumped in. But
Yeah.
I was just kind of.
what do you call a barbershop quartet with 3 people in it?
I don't
A
know.
barbershop triad?
Tripet?
trio?
Yeah, barbershop trio. How are you, Leif?
I'm doing great.
You're doing great. You're feeling
Yeah,
good. You're
I'm
looking
feeling
good.
Great. Oh, I feel great.
Podcasting your ass
Oh,
off.
all the time.
You had a big
24/7.
month in the Brain Machine Podcast Network.
It was an insane month.
You guys, the network. Now, listeners, here's the thing. This is what this thing is. We're a podcast, but we're a podcast on a network. So we've got brother shows. We got sister shows. We got Narcissistas here. We got what is it? What is it?
Dude
Dude
talks
talks
to a
to a
dude-
lady.
Dude talks to a lady. I literally was gonna call it Janet talks to a lady, but that's not right. Dude talks to a lady, right? Look at that fucker. This whole table's covered in stuff. You got what's Khalid's show called?
Khalid and Leclerc are on a podcast called Effin' Up, which was actually just recently on Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, The Tonight Show. They mentioned it. And then what's the Springsteen show that was in Rolling Stone?
The Boss Cast with John Murray was in the Rolling Stone last month.
Ah, look at that.
Yeah, we're also in the AV Club.
Yes, baby.
And then 2 months ago, Dude Talks to a Lady with Janet was in Forbes.
Ooh, that's right. And we've also been in the AV Club as well. So,
Hell yeah.
we're doing stuff. So, listeners, if you're into our stuff, if you like our show, support our friends. And of course, Ufology, whatever that fucking thing's called, UFOlogy,
Who
UFology.
the fuck knows?
Yeah,
With
those dumb
guys?
fuckers.
More like
They've been on
ufology.
the show. I don't know how to
Yeah.
say it. It's not. Yeah, that's on them. That's bad, Brandon. You know.
Not
Also,
bad, Brandon.
that's you when you grew a mustache, right?
Nah.
Thanks for being on the show, though. It's fun to
Of
have you
course.
here.
Thank you so much for
We got a
having
fun.
me.
We got a fun topic.
We do have a fun topic.
Oh,
I wanted to
yeah.
ask you before you get into
Yeah.
it. Just a little more tighten up. Make sure the time's right.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Oh,
Well,
okay.
that's-
Sorry. It's at 1:22. I thought it was at 122 minutes,
Yeah.
and I
Well,
thought
let's
we'd
wrap
been
it
going
up.
for 2 hours, and I was like, ah!
Oh, I think that's measuring in beats.
Oh, thank God.
So that's
by Dre.
By Dre. Yep.
Anyway, I was going to ask you. You went to Des Moines for the Beast Village Comedy Festival.
I did. Yes.
With Yodoya's podcast,
Yep.
which is the
Dark Tank.
Dark Tank. It's very fun. I listened to.
It's such a good.
I cannot stop. One of the best episodes of a podcast I've listened to of late was the one with Jane Harrison and
oh my God. That's the best podcast
Rob's
that
on it.
ever was recorded.
It's so good. And then literally
Oh
like
my
a month
God.
ago or a couple weeks ago, Kanye said he's moving to Chicago and opening a school, and I was like, this is what they talked about. It's
Yeah.
so crazy.
It is.
It's a great show, the Dark Tank, so go listen to that. But yeah, it's great to have you on the show today because we're going to talk about our fun size. We're going to do this in and out. We're going to be done at, 400 bits? I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, how many bits is that?
We haven't even done a bit yet.
We haven't even done a bit
Hold
on
on.
this show. We got 8
Yeah.
to get to.
Hold on, I got a bit. Hold on, I got a bit.
Here we go.
Are you guys ready to start?
Yeah.
get this thing started? Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
First bit of the night.
Here we go.
Get ready, baby. Ha ha. Get the boom. You know, you don't get it in all the way. You gotta get the
Yep,
get
yep.
the boom.
All right. All right, we got it to work. That's a
How-
bit.
I love.
I don't know how it sounded, but I was blowing into the microphone.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
listeners get it.
Okay.
They know what's happening.
I love that was something that everyone did to get it to work, and it wasn't until recently I realized like why that was actually a thing that people were doing. And it's like half of what we were doing is actually not what we should have been doing to the game and
Yeah.
to the copper on it.
You just need to clean it.
I need to clean it,
Clean
but
the
also
contactors.
some. That's the big one, cleaning the contacts. But then also making like sometimes
Just
the
put a little
heat would actually
contact solution in there.
expand it. But it's like the spit and everything that went in there was
Yeah,
real bad.
real
for the
bad for it all,
games.
Yeah, but it worked.
It did. It worked so
Yeah,
often. It's
it was
insane.
The spit was so bad for the games that there are thousands and millions of games still being played today that are. Oh, I have 30-year-old software works just fine. Been spit on for decades.
Yeah, right. You know what I do? I spit on my hands.
You know
and
the
then
re-
I forgot. We're
You know,
trying to
one
get
of the
out that
main
kind of a podcast.
reasons that developed with the Nintendo Entertainment System.
That's another fun
Is-
size.
Now, is that what we're talking about today?
Yeah.
Do you mind if you give me this?
Can I finish my anecdote about why we eventually wound up blowing into
Well, I
our
think you
system?
got to ask the producer. Can he finish his anecdote about why we eventually built this one?
I'm gonna have to look this up. Give me a minute. I'll allow it.
Okay, all right. Well, Nintendo of America R&D team, after the 1980 video game crash of 1983 or whatever, there was not a lot of consumer faith in video game consoles at the time, so they wanted to make it. It wasn't a video game console. It was an entertainment system. That's why they included stuff like the Zapper and
The robot,
the
Mr.
robot,
Rose, yeah.
radio operated buddy Rob, and also why they designed the Nintendo to have a front loading slot to make it look more like a VCR.
Like a VCR, yeah.
Yeah. But one thing they didn't count on was the mechanical action of pressing down on your cartridge inside of the Nintendo would start to loosen some of the pins,
Components and
some of the
pins.
pins and components in there. So that's why the top loading Nintendos that were later released in '92 work so much better, is because they're built like the Famicom was.
Yes, they are.
So there's that.
Now, Reem's already given us a little behind the scenes. I'm going to read quickly. I'm going to do the Wikipedia.
Okay, I should be able to get 2 more bits in before you're done reading.
Not this, no, because you don't do no bits during this. No punning in
Oh.
this. No talking during this. I just read it as fast as I fucking can. So
Okay.
the listeners have... Because
All right.
basically the listeners don't learn shit on these fun-size episodes, but this is the part where they maybe learn something.
Right. Okay.
They basically learn what words I can't pronounce.
Yeah. So
I that is false. This is the #1 educational podcast on the internet.
Also, we're a singing podcast, we found out earlier in the
We're
week.
also
Yeah.
we are a singing podcast. We're gonna do rounds. Singing podcast. Singing podcast.
Singing podcast. Remember at the end of the Man Show when they'd all go, sing a podcast, oi, oi, oi.
Yeah.
Okay, the Nintendo Entertainment System, commonly abbreviated as NES, is an 8-bit home video game console that was developed and manufactured by Nintendo. It was initially released in Japan as the Family Computer, known by the portmanteau Famicom, and abbreviated as FC on July 15th, 1983, and was later released in New York City in 1985, and throughout the U.S. as well as Europe during 1986 and 87, and Australia in 87, and Brazil, and known as the Hyundai Comboy, and was distributed by SK Inc. I don't feel good about it, which was best known as the Hyundai Electronics. The best-selling gaming console of all of its time, the NES helped revitalize the U.S. video game industry following the crash of 1983. With the NES, Nintendo introduced a now standard business model of licensing third-party developers, authorizing them to produce and distribute titles for Nintendo's platform. It was succeeded by Super Nintendo Entertainment Center. I got one more thing to say. I got 4 more seconds. It says, 2 seconds. See also history of Nintendo.
There we go.
Fucking
I
yeah.
like that. We should
I forgot
rebrand it
yeah.
as a Wikipedia.
The
minute.
Wikipedia minute.
So you only get
70 fucking 143 of these fuckers or whatever. And
Yeah.
we figured it out. We finally did it.
Yeah.
You can stop that timer now. You don't need it no more. But that's the thing. Now here's what I learned in the research. And maybe this is old hat. Maybe you guys know this. Do you guys know fucking Nintendo started in the 1800s?
yeah, it's a trading card company.
Trading card company, and they used like fucking what's it called, like sweatshop shit.
Yeah.
They were like using factory sweatshop workers and stuff like that. The
Yeah.
first
And it
CEO was
sucked
like a
'cause
tyrant.
they tried to get him to work and
Yeah.
they wouldn't.
And you
so
know
they'd
what's
have
really-
to blow him.
I watched this great documentary today, all about Nintendo. Right? Pretty good. I watched it all about Nintendo. And it was so funny because they're like, it started in the 1890s, and they go on
As a
and the first
breakfast
guy and
cereal.
stuff, and they're going through all the different things that they did, and then they're like, they just did not mention at all, like 1938 to 1949, like no reference of World War II or anything like that. And then they're like, in 1949, they came back with new toys. It is like, what the? Hold on, what was Nintendo doing World War II? What were they up to? We don't know. They're building these cards that say, like, Uncle Sam's give up, and they drop those on us, stuff like that. I don't know. But it was really interesting. And then they got into, like, little weird toys, like those grabber toys.
Yeah.
Where you, like, squeeze the handle and it goes up and grabs stuff. That was them,
Uh-huh.
And then eventually they got into video games, which is what you were talking about when they get into that with the Famicom and all that.
Yeah.
Well,
The Game & Watch.
Yeah.
Was
one of their first things.
foray into
and they
the
did
video game.
they did an arcade tower, whatever their first arcade game was. I can't think of what it's called.
Yeah.
But it was
Well, plus they had,
terrible.
like Donkey Kong.
And then, but the first one was a big, huge flop. So then they got Donkey Kong, and then Donkey Kong opened the door for the Nintendo and all that kind of
Big,
stuff.
huge, floppy Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Kong.
And then they got sued by MGM, and then MGM was like, "We own the rights to Donkey Kong because of King Kong," and Nintendo was like, "Fucking prove it." It was they just were like, "No," and then finally Nintendo's like, "Okay, we'll settle." So Nintendo goes to fucking California to MGM. They sit in the room with the guy, and the guy's like, the MGM guy's like, "I'm glad you guys are settling." And the Nintendo guy's like, "Nah, fuck you, we're not settling. I just want to go
Nintendo.
look you in the face and tell you, prove that you own Donkey Kong, or that you own King Kong." They couldn't. They kept the lawsuit going. It was announced that King Kong was in the enough
domain?
in the public domain, and that Donkey Kong is different enough. And so they fucking won.
Yeah.
That's
Nintendo
so
went on to
funny.
lose millions in
Nintendo has
different
got
lawsuits and stuff.
quite the
record.
for lawsuits. Like, they win a lot.
Sega, which we as we all know, Sega sounds like a teen boy coming. Now you're a fan of the show, that's how that we say you're an Ivory say. But it wasn't Sega, it was Atari. Atari, I brought up Sega for no reason at this point. Atari, come on, we're on camera, bud. You can't yawn like that.
At least I was away from the microphone.
I like doing
with
it in
your
the mic.
record of I know.
Atari, once they realized Nintendo was cornering the market, they wanted to get in on it, so they started another company, the one that did Gauntlet. What's that called? The company that made Gauntlet?
Tengen?
Tengen. Atari started Tengen. They got a deal with them, but they wanted to be able to do more games than that. So Atari said that Nintendo sued them, which they didn't, but they said that Nintendo sued them so that they could then sue them back, which would get them court records, which involved the copyrights, which involved the secret code to Nintendo cartridges.
And then they backward
manufactured it so that then they could just build games.
That's
Then-
why all those games with the black cartridge,
All the crazy ones,
Tengen
my
ones,
gauntlets like that.
Yeah.
And so then
RBI Baseball.
So then fucking Nintendo is like, fuck this, you can't be doing this, right? And so then Nintendo sues them again. Then Atari sues Nintendo and says, you can't do this because all these reasons. The court ruled, no, you filed a fake lawsuit so you could steal their software.
Yeah.
Like, you're out. And so Atari just got totally fucking hosed
I've
in the
seen
whole
that.
situation.
That's really interesting.
You know who beat Nintendo, though?
Blockbuster Video?
And Game Genie. Game Genie
is
Game
what got
Genie
them? Amazing.
beat them in court and got the idea that's how Game Genies came about. Game Genie isn't a Nintendo product. It's like some other fucking thing.
That's so insane.
Isn't
that was
it
such
nuts?
a big thing
Right?
for Nintendo. God, Game Genie was awesome.
God, I used to dream of it.
This is the most I've ever been excited about a podcast.
Nice.
I watched a documentary a minute before we started.
Hell yeah.
Now, Leif, what's your experience with the fucking Nintendo Entertainment Center?
Yeah,
Never
your
played
first
it.
experience. Oh.
Well, thanks so much, Leif. We'll see you later.
I got it.
Remember the first time you saw one?
Yes, I remember the first time I saw. It was like a friend of a cousin. I walked into this room, it was a giant screen TV, and they were playing a game. I didn't even know what video games were.
Yeah.
I was like 3, and I was like, "Whoa, hold on,
Holy
what?"
shit.
And it was Super Mario 3.
I got 2 questions.
Whoa.
I got 2 questions. 1, what? 2, the fuck is that?
Yeah, it was insane, and I'm just sitting there, and like everyone's like trying to like people are still doing their stuff. I'm sitting there, I was like, does nobody
Yeah,
else see
yeah.
it? Like, why are we all not losing our minds?
Yeah.
That guy
Yes.
just jumped on a fucking mushroom and smashed it.
Jeff pushed a button, and then this plumber did it. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
my
It was
god.
insane. And then a year and a half later, my granddad for Christmas got me Nintendo. So I
Your
think that's how
granddad's
it's like,
It's amazing.
His name's for Christmas?
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's your mom's maiden name?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mom
of the-
for
What about-
Christmas.
Of the Connecticut for
What
Christmas.
about
yeah.
what about you, Patrick? What's
We-
your first Nintendo memory?
Oh, also, like, this started me on a very unhealthy, like, video game binging.
Sure,
and,
sure,
like,
sure.
Oh yeah,
A rough video game addiction I
Now-
was
it
battling.
was my life.
Now,
Yeah.
Leif, you're great, and you've been a fucking fantastic guest so far, and you're going to be for the rest of this episode. But could you please put your producer hat on mode for a second? I'm asking you a favor. Yeah, I don't like this. No, I'm not going to make you get that hat, but that would be fun, right? It's a
yeah.
future callback.
Yeah.
Could you do something with this thing so that it stops being the bits counter and it starts being a timer?
Sure.
Because at this point, I have no idea how long we've been talking.
How many
or
bits
whatever.
are we at? We at 2 yet?
487. Yeah.
We only needed 8.
Oh, beats, not bits. Beats. Yeah. See, now I got a timer up there. I can see where I'm at. Cool. I can see myself clip on this thing. It's great. Thank you so much for that. Give it.
You're
Let's,
very welcome. Thank you.
good
Thank
producer. You're good.
you.
My first a Nintendo. We got one when I was little. We had an Atari already, but we got the Nintendo, and we got it where we got the gold Zelda game with it, and it was a huge deal. I was never allowed to play Zelda. I was not. I was too stupid, too dumb, too little. At that point, it was expensive. When we weren't playing it, literally, because we were fucking dirt poor. So when you weren't playing Zelda, literally when it wasn't in the machine on, it was on in a bag on top of the refrigerator because that we had to keep it sacred, you know. But we played Mario all the time, Excite Bike all the time. We had those, and just hours
I
of
love
doing that.
the music from Excite Bike.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I talked about this on the show. In Excite Bike, the ramps. Now, viewers, if you're watching this on Patreon, the ramps were like this. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was what the ramps looked like in Excite
yeah.
Bike. But then every once in a while, an optical illusion would happen where nothing would change, but your brain would change, and then all of a sudden the ramps all looked like that. And so it looked like you were on a divot, and so then, but you would still ramp,
Yeah.
and your eyes would be like, what the fuck is happening
Yeah,
right now,
because
right?
with the 2D, it was like very much, it was like fucked with your brain.
Yeah,
It was
and that's
amazing.
why
Yeah.
Miss Garrett was always yelling, "Duty!" That's the reason. Facts of life. Reem, what's your first experience with the Nintendo?
Oh, I can remember very fondly. Kid down the street. I don't know.
Was his name Icarus?
I think it may have been Joel, but hey. But no, it was Chameleon.
Oh, very good. Okay.
He had a Sega
You wrap
too.
it up. We got to get going.
Oh yeah. Anyways, we went there and fucking I just remembered Atari.
Yeah.
You know,
And
and the
Atari-
different.
In all fairness, to Atari, which had some very fun games, that joystick thing fucking sucked.
You know, it was
Yeah.
fun taking that thing off.
The rubber part off, and then it's
And
just
then-
a cold metal stick.
No, and then
If I want to play with that, I'll wait 5 years.
using
you know?
that handle and imagining it's a lightsaber.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. What I did, I chewed on those fuckers. Our Atari tops were
Yeah,
broken.
yeah.
I also later my brother. I've said this. My brother.
Also later
Yeah.
had sex with it.
My rod was never that small.
Oh.
I didn't fucking put it inside that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Wait.
me neither.
Anyways, I went to Kid Icarus Joel's house, and he had. I can still remember seeing the opening crawl of Zelda.
Yeah.
You know with the sword noise and the fucking waterfall and shit.
Yeah.
Like I remember that and Punch Out.
Punch Out's fun.
And those
yeah.
are two great introducctory games and shit. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And then not too long after that, my brother got one it was his birthday or Christmas present, but it was for the family.
Yeah.
And he got the Power Pack system.
Did he get the Power Glove?
No.
Do you ever know anybody with the Power Glove? Me neither. You have any Power Glove in your life?
Nope.
Yeah.
But,
No Power Glove.
but it was the one with Duck Hunt and
Mario.
and the Power Pad.
Oh.
Track and field.
Yeah, world class track and
The
field.
3-in-1.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Which you've told me on this show was super hard to find or something like that, right?
Yeah.
No. The original version of that game is super hard to find.
Because we had it in college, and I don't know why we had it, but we had the original track and field game with the pad, and you would run. But and you got me in a complex where I was literally like, "Fuck! Did we have
You didn't have it.
a super?" We had the game.
No, you didn't.
We might not have had the original first release, but we had Nintendo
Yeah,
Track and
that's
Field.
the one that's super expensive.
We had Nintendo Track and Field, the video game, and we had the pad that you could run on. And we would play it all the time in our living room. At the same time, I was watching Cheers at night and shit like that. Same living room. Having ladies come over, and you're trying to, make out with them on the couch and stuff. Same living room. But so I don't know if we might have had a super special game,
How expensive we talking?
Thousands of dollars.
But what I'm
one of the-
asking you though is,
It's one of the most
Shit.
expensive video games.
was it
out there.
released several? Like, is one version like maybe the certain version, and maybe we just had like a random ass version?
They had the version before Nintendo bought the game, and that's the one where it's super expensive.
So then I probably just had the shitty version that
Yeah.
Nintendo put out.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
you had the triple version or the dual version.
But I did have we had the game and we had the pad.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing we did when I was sorry, were you gonna say something, Leif?
No,
I didn't wanna
I'm
cut
just
you off.
so I had one of those.
Yeah.
And I was just curious if that's the one. So we'll talk
Maybe,
about
we'll
that
see.
later. Because I
Uh,
may go try to get some money.
Oh,
for that.
by the way, that's what we should always be doing. Get
Mhm.
that money.
Mhm.
There's a thing that we did that was kind of cool. My dad figured this out. My dad's like an interesting, silly guy. Sometimes like the
Carl?
things that like he painted our our propane tank in the backyard to look like a Ninja Turtle, and it looks rad. But like nobody asked him to. He's just like, hey, isn't this fucking cool? And it was like,
What
yeah,
Ninja Turtle?
pretty cool. I don't know. I guess it'd be Raphael. It's red.
Well, I mean, prior to the cartoon show, they were all red. So
Yeah, that's what my dad is influenced by the comics.
cool, Dad.
Yeah, but fuck, what was it? Oh yeah. One thing my dad did that was kind of cool was so there was always like the hustle bustle of the fighting of like I want to play Nintendo, and my dad never liked the Nintendo on the nice TV, like the good TV that we watch TV on. So there was always a thing. It's like I'm gonna take the Nintendo into my room and play it on my TV, or my sister's. I don't know this one. So my dad did is he got like an old TV cart that was on wheels, and at my parents' house it's just like a long hallway, and then all the bedrooms are off the hallway. And so he just put it on this one cart. He had an old TV that was a nice TV or whatever, okay enough. He had the Nintendo on it, and all the games were on this cart. And then it just sat in our hall closet. And then it was if I wanted to play it, I would just wheel the cart into my room, plug it in. I didn't have to unhook it and plug it into my room's TV or anything. My sister wanted to play it, wheel it down the hall into her room. She didn't, And it was kind of like a very almost like a room service tray of Nintendo. And it was fucking cool, And
See,
there was it really ended a lot of fighting.
My dad was never a video game player,
Yeah.
but there was this little tiny window of a couple weeks when we first got the Nintendo,
Yeah.
where he was like, that's all he did.
Sure.
It was, and that's why he quit. Like he's like, I can't. I had a day off, and I remember me and Jim just played it for like 15 hours straight.
Yeah.
He was like coming home from working on the railroad.
All the live long day.
Yeah, and getting like secrets from people.
Yeah.
And like other people on the railroad.
What game was it?
working
I'm sorry,
together.
did I say
Super
it?
Mario
Yeah,
World.
yeah.
The original.
Super Mario Bros.
So I can still remember my dad coming home with a notebook of notes.
Yeah.
Guiding me through the to the world 4-2 warp zone.
Yeah.
You
the
know where
secret
you
thing
find those
you'd jump
hidden
up
blocks,
and,
and then you go up the vine and shit.
That's fucking
And then he quit and never played it
I
again.
have
but
so many amazing memories of playing and watching me and my brother and my sister playing Nintendo together. And literally, it's one of those weird things where it's like, this was before. I know it was. We know the history just because I've learned, but like, renting Nintendo games wasn't a thing at this time. And so for us, for our family, so it was like we had the 10 games we had, and then my brother, because I was still so little at this point, so we had my brother sometimes would just trade games with somebody.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden you'd have a fucking
different game pop up.
You'd have like a racing game that had fucking like Todd written on it because it was like some other guy's game and he didn't want to lose it.
That's one of the cool things about going to secondhand stores.
Oh yeah.
Is how often you see a video game with like Todd written on it.
Yeah.
and
You guys
shit.
did some name.
Yeah.
When we worked at Blockbuster one time, we rented some movie. We got a movie and somebody wrote on the DVD, "This sucks," but it was a new movie. And so I called the guy and I was like, "Hey, you got to buy this DVD. You wrote on it." And he's like, "Oh, I know. That was on there when I got it." And I was like, "You're the first person to ever rent this game or this movie. Nobody else has seen it, And he's like, "Okay, yeah." He's like, "That movie sucks, though." And I was like, "I know how you feel, but it was just one of those things. It's like, I'm sorry. I get that you thought you could get away with writing on this DVD, but you're trying to save somebody. But whatever." let's just go to the NFers. Is that okay? Can we get into that?
Okay.
Do you have anything else that we want to? The three of us we want to talk about? You got any other really great Nintendo stories?
Well, I mean,
This is the part of the podcast we call Nintendo stories.
I completely got into it.
And
All the stuff that went with it.
The cartoons, the
Yeah.
Nintendo
Captain N, the end
and-
plant,
and,
the master.
and the Super Mario cartoons, and the
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
fuck you, Luigi, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Uh huh. I loved watching that. I mean, I like the cereal was okay.
Well, have you gone back and watched the movie of late?
Which movie?
Super Mario Brothers?
The Wizard.
No, the Wizard's fantastic.
I haven't watched the movie. I've never seen.
I don't
the
think
movie.
I've ever seen it either, and I want to go see it just because I listened to a podcast all
Sounds
about
like
it.
a fun size.
Wait,
Oh,
you've
that's
never
okay.
seen the Super Mario Brothers movie?
I don't think I
I think
have.
I saw a chunk of it on cable
it was known
once,
as a
but
shitty movie.
It,
yeah,
it just
Oh.
wasn't Mario.
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm
without a
wondering if
doubt.
it's. I wonder what I could get out of it.
I
You know?
don't.
Well-
yeah, that's hard. You know what? I'm curious to see.
Yeah.
because, like, when I
I'm
was
sure you
younger,
get plenty out of it now.
The Wizard is
Possibly.
fantastic.
There's a
and
really
holds up so
good.
well.
It may be.
I
That
brought him up
bad.
on the show before, and I think you were referencing him earlier when you were talking about the Atari Nintendo lawsuit. But the Gaming Historian makes a lot of really good video essays
Yeah.
on YouTube, and he did one that's it's a good half hour long, and it's all about the production of that movie and just how horrible
Oh,
it
cool.
was.
Yeah, yeah.
Just between like the way they were juggling directors.
Oh yeah.
And like trying to figure out a
It's such a
vision
good cast,
and how much
too.
everybody hated it.
Fred Savage, Christian Slater, Bo Bridges.
Oh no, I was talking Super Mario Bros.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good cast too. Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, Bob
Hopper.
Hoskins. No, wait, no, Dennis Hopper.
Dennis
That's
Hopper,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. I was literally thinking Bob Hoskins isn't it twice, like he's Martin.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
it was. Oh god.
it's I'm gonna look it
I
up.
had.
I didn't see the Double Dragon movie ever either.
I had.
That's the other.
yeah.
I had beta level like early versions of Fatheads of
Yeah.
all of the Super Mario World characters on my wall.
Sure.
At, like 9 years old.
I had a lot of Nintendo Power magazine posts.
Oh my god! That was one of
my.
my 2 subscriptions growing
Yeah.
up. Nintendo Power, Mad Magazine.
Yeah,
That
I
was
had
it.
Nintendo. I had a what was it called? Gradius. You know that game? Galaxy.
Yeah.
Galaxy. What's the game where you're the
Gradius.
triangle? Gradius.
Yeah.
I had that. I had a poster for that on my wall for years. Never played the game. Still haven't. You know?
No, yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because it was the fold out and it was free. You know.
Well, did you ever play Blades of Steel?
Maybe same game.
No, it was a hockey game. It was really
Oh
good.
yeah. That's good. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
That's good.
during the second intermission, you could play Gradius
Oh.
on the scoreboard.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
It was just a mini game.
I liked in that years later in Animal Crossing for GameCube, you had a house, and in your house you could have a regular Nintendo, and then they had like 10 games that you could just go play. So
Yeah,
awesome.
my college girlfriend loved that game, and then every once in a while she'd like pause to go to the bathroom or something. And I'm like, here's what I'm gonna do, and I go back to her house and get on that Nintendo. She comes back in the room.
I
I'm
really
playing
like
Excite
those.
Bike, you know?
I really like those arcade games
Yeah.
where they got like 15 different Nintendo games to choose from.
yeah.
And
yeah.
you, I think like each quarter is like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, those are
So you
great.
can like crank out some Super Mario 2
sure.
or whatever.
I fucking. It's very important. I was kind of a little reluctant to do this one, and then I watched that documentary today, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, Nintendo is
Yeah, you were reluctantly
Super
crouched at the
Nintendo-
starting line.
You're right. Engines pumping, jumping in time. I'm still more Super Nintendo. You know, Super Nintendo's more important
Super
to me.
Nintendo? Soup. No, Nintendo.
That's really funny. That's like a Nick Thune joke.
But we got a lot of
You
ground.
can do that on stage, baby. You
Yeah?
can do that on stage. You could go look at somebody. Let me ask you, Super Nintendo? Sorry, I said Soup or Nintendo? Because I got chicken noodle back here and I got Mario. You gotta say, you know.
Not that long ago, I was out with someone, and somebody's like, "Super salad," and they went, "What's a super salad?" And I was
I've done that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I love that scene in the Up in the Air, that movie by the way, look up the NFR's response while I'm saying this. That on Up in the Air, there's that scene where he's George Clooney is like in his head, and the stewardess is just like cancer, and he like looks up and she's just like cancer,
Dental plan.
and he's just like looking at her, and then she like holds up the cola and a cup, and she's like cancer, and he's like, oh yeah, and that like every time I'm on the plane though, I think of that, you know, like, oh yeah, cancer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Now we we'd like to do. We reach out to our NFers, our fans, our friends of the show.
course.
And what do we ask them, bud?
I said, hey, me and Patrick are talking about the Nintendo Entertainment System on the nostalgic front tonight. Tell us some of your favorite memories, games, and dumb accessories from the landmark console.
Yeah, we got a lot of responses. So
Sure
let's
did.
burn through these fuckers.
Yeah, yeah.
And keep going.
First
I
up,
got it
we
here,
got
too.
old Timmy Williams.
Timmy Williams, love him, from the whitest kids you know.
Uh-huh. He said, we never owned an NES, but would rent one from Videoland.
Nice.
I
Video
love the
Land.
name of that
yeah,
place.
baby.
And
That's gotta be like
always
a
got the same 2 games. Chippendale for the kids and Burger Time for my dad.
Chippendales are good.
Both those games.
I never got into Burger
Burger Time's
Time,
great.
but I know it's good.
All you do is you run around and try and not let the pickle attack
what
you.
I do is I run around this town, let the cops chase me around, you know?
You gotta stack some burgers.
Nate Balding said you could always get deep on the Game Genie and the various impossible games you couldn't beat without it.
Yeah, yeah.
We mentioned Game Genie.
Yeah. I can remember some of those games are still impossible with the Game Genie, and there's still Game Genie codes going now. People are still finding stuff that you can do with the Game Genie.
You can read Matt
But
Frazier.
did you get that in there on the show?
Yeah, I just realized that too, and the listener viewers.
It's okay. It's all right.
So
But
what's the next one there, Leif?
Next one from Matt Frazier. Best controller, NES Advantage. Worst, laser scope helmet.
oh my
Oh,
God!
yeah,
the
yeah.
fucking helmet.
What a nightmare.
fucker.
It's so stupid. Well, you remember where the most famous version of the NES Advantage is, right?
Hmm.
Your love keeps lifting me higher.
Higher.
Remember, we're a singing podcast.
Yeah.
Than I've ever been lifted before.
I don't know anything that's happening.
Oh,
right now. This is fucking
4 guys
short circuit references
from
again or
New
something?
York
Oh,
are driving a
Ghostbusters.
Statue of Liberty.
Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Through the Hudson.
yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
He's using an NES Advantage.
Can I ask
it's
you?
still there right
Is the
now.
NES Advantage? What's the Max controller with the joystick with the ball top and then it's flat?
That's the NES Advantage.
Is that it? Okay, yeah. That's the fucker that we always called it the Max because it says MAXX on it. But and maybe it's another level of it. But when you put that fucker, because it had a rubber bottom. Do you remember this? It had like a rubber thing on the bottom, and then that peels off, and it's just like a solid metal not electronic, but like the bottom of like a computer. And if you put that metal bottom on your lap without the
Yeah.
rubber part, shocks the shit out of your thighs. And a little kid,
It
my brother would just do that. He
Also
just
had
sit on my lap.
suctions,
Yeah.
so you
Oh,
could
the
like
rubber
put
thing.
it.
Yeah.
You like put it on a coffee table.
What do you got next?
and get down on there. Next, I got Jamie Carbone.
Carboni.
Love me some Carbone. He said
Friend of the show.
the Ninja Turtle games were both amazing and horribly difficult. Also, Marble Madness, baby.
Marble Madness. I
Marble
still,
Madness. That's horribly difficult. I'll say, I'm not going to say the Ninja Turtle games were horribly difficult. I'm going to say the Ninja Turtle game was horribly difficult. The arcade ports were very beatable.
Yeah.
But that first one, never beat it.
I've never.
Still on my list. I tried it. Well, you got the bomb level.
Yeah.
Where you have that damn level.
Yeah.
The damn bomb level. You never make it past that with all of your guys in
fuck,
good
he's
standing.
launched into his damn bomb level bit.
Yep.
Here we go.
Only 6 more bits to go.
I still have never played those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games, the original ones, which is so funny since I loved Turtles in Time for Super Nintendo. Coming up next, we got Ian Erickson, friend of the show. He said, some of my earliest memories are watching my dad play the Duck Hunt with the Zapper. No shit, bud.
Does it sound like you said duck hunt?
Yeah, Duck Hunt. Oh, bleep that.
That's foul. That is foul. Beep it.
Oh, no. No one's running the ship.
Oh, no. My nose is bleeding. All of our noses are bleeding.
Oh, no.
Okay, so he's playing that and Super Mario Brothers. I remember watching my dad get to the final level, Bowser's Castle, but not being able to figure out which pipes you have to take because it's the maze. Then I never saw my dad game again. The reason I laughed so hard is because I thought that sentence was never. Then I never saw my dad again.
That's where I thought you
He
were
fell
going.
into a pipe. Here's the thing. I want to ask you guys this. So he has this. For the listeners, it's the the controller that
The 2-in-1.
I always, even though I was dirt poor and had fucking wore dirty clothes to school, I always looked down on kids that had the double pack. We
Why?
had both games. It was like it always seemed like
they were
cheap
so
to me.
rare seeing those.
Seeing the
Not
double?
like that. No, the non-double.
No, I don't know. Maybe it was rare, but that's how
It
we
was.
had it. Because when we bought our Nintendo, it came with Mario Original, and
'Cause
then
I'm pretty sure that is one of the like 6 highest selling units
yeah.
in the whole console.
Well, because
is
when
the Duck Hunt Super Mario.
we got Mario, then we got Zelda,
No.
then we got Duck Hunt, so then we never needed the double, and I always looked down.
Did
on
you
it.
guys know when you were kids at least, that you could control the duck?
No, I've heard that recently, and literally that was just mentioned
By Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen on Twitter.
And
He
then
just said
there were
that.
just tons of people being like, holy shit.
I had no idea.
That's
And a
with
few people
the second
being
controller,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
The second controller, you can decide which direction the duck flies,
And the thing today,
so we can run afoul.
you and I have talked about this. Okay, I don't know. That's 6.5 bits. The controller doesn't work anymore on our new TVs, newfangled TVs.
Yeah.
You can't get the gun to work no
Yeah,
more.
yeah, you got to get an old tube television
Mhm.
because of the way that the technology goes.
It absorbs the light.
Yeah, yeah.
As
Well,
opposed to
apparently it
reflecting.
goes all dark,
Yeah.
and it picks up the flash, and I think it's like a couple seconds off, so it like.
Yeah. And then we got another one here in the lathe. What's this one right here?
Oh, I don't know if I could say that.
Okay.
I just...
That wouldn't it be funny if it just says like,
Right.
a whole bunch of shit? Somebody uses this as their opportunity to come to probe
Oh,
Trump.
it was when the Republicans
Is
started
it
making
Matt's?
those bootleg games.
yeah, Matt's.
Okay, this one's from Matt Coco. It's hard for me
Matt
to...
Kobos.
Coco.
Oh, is it Matt Coco?
Coco,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
thought it was Matt Kobos from Denver. Where this is a whole other dude.
Yeah.
How many Matts are out there?
Lot.
It's
There's
hard...
one in front of every door in an apartment building.
And that's the show. We'll see you
Thank
next
you.
week.
All right, from Matt Coco. It's hard for me to pick a favorite game from my library, Winky Face. But the advantage, I think he's flirting with us.
I think he's just
Yes.
bragging about how many fucking Nintendo games he's got.
Pretty sick collection.
But the advantage was my favorite controller, and my favorite accessory was the Game Genie.
Yeah.
Agreed. It made certain games a whole lot more fun to play, correct? Worst accessory was the Power Glove. I refused to even buy one for my collection because they were garbage. You know, I actually never had a Game Genie because they were expensive.
I would.
Same thing.
And
well,
in my head,
I
was like,
hardly
already
even
have the
have a
game.
collection, and I've thought about buying a Power Glove, despite how much they don't work. Just
have
have
one.
it.
collection, yeah.
Dustin.
They're pretty expensive.
Dustin Wesley also said Game Genie.
Yeah.
Now that's the thing. You said you never used it. I never used it either. Did you fuck with Game
Well,
Genie?
Yeah,
I
a little
used it
bit.
a couple times.
I never
for,
owned
like,
one.
but I never owned one because
I don't understand.
They had a Game Genie for every system too.
I don't understand how it worked.
Well, it like hacked the game.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically it got into the code.
Yeah, like and then you put in the code,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it means like start on World 6
Mm,
or
I like that. I
yeah,
guess.
yeah.
And then Chris
And again,
Warnski.
Matt Coco
Oh.
played a video of his collection,
His collection.
and it's
Look at
pretty
that fucking
pretty
shit.
extensive.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
This guy's got a lot of shit happening here.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it.
I don't know if he's ready for this jelly because I am.
It's so funny. There's a comment underneath that from Josh Staley that just says, "Damn, Fred Savage for making it look so cool, though."
What, the Power Glove?
Yeah.
He didn't. It was Lucas.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Chris
And
Warnski.
apparently they did a lot of like good research for it, but
Yeah.
then they pushed it out for the holidays, and they only got there's only like one game for the Power Glove that's basically works
What game was it?
handball.
Oh God, fuck that.
It's like a game where you just
Literally a
grabbing
game
ball
you could play without
and
the
playing,
thing.
and yeah,
You're doing the same movement almost.
yeah,
Okay, we got to speed this up. Can you read Chris Warnski's? Or I never know how to say Chris's name.
yeah. Yeah. I always go Chris Warnowski.
Murnowski, that's probably it. I'm
Uh-huh.
just bad at reading.
He said, I actually bought games before we could find the actual system. The first game I got was golf, Lee Corso, I bet.
Yeah.
Or what's the one from
No,
The Simpsons?
yeah, I don't.
Putter Challenge. It comes with its own pencil.
Fuck. Yeah, I don't
Not Lee
remember.
Corso. Lee Trevino.
Lee Trevino. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lee Corso's a coach.
The second game I got was Goonies 2.
I never played any of the Goonies games.
It's great. You get to hear the Goonies are good enough in 8-bit version.
Oh, cool.
Doo-doo-doo.
Cameron Sawtell said, I can't remember what it was called, but there was a robot controller that I believe only worked with one game. What is it?
Yeah,
Rob?
Rob, who's
yeah.
a playable character in Smash.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. In his game, it was you just pretty much stack discs.
Yeah.
He was pretty cheaply made, but Rob was pretty much invented to catch eyes at conventions.
Yeah. Do you want to do a fire round where we just read these off back and forth as
Yeah,
fast
yeah.
as we can? Okay.
I got Ronnie Fleming.
Ronnie.
I used to bug my friends all the time to let me play Burger Time on their console. I got really good at it.
Eric Pearson said Rob for an accessory, and an interesting story to look up is the Cheetah Man and Cheetah Man 2.
Oh, yeah,
I have
Cheetah
no
Man
idea.
are really bad non-licensed games.
Okay.
Which there are a lot of that.
Yeah.
There were a lot of Bible style.
Yeah, that they never sued on.
yeah.
Because they didn't want to look bad. But the company that made the Bible games also made a bunch of fucking sexy porno games.
Hey man,
Yeah.
You got to make your money.
Get
You
it
got
where
to
you
know your
can.
market. Lynn Bixenspan said Maniac Mansion forever.
Hell yeah.
I never played Maniac Mansion, but it was a point and click
Yeah,
game.
not my
I
side.
Like
play that
it.
on computer. It's so fucking.
I can't
good.
handle any of that
There,
stuff.
my favorite. There was a point and click game I fucking loved. I got to go into for a second called Nightshade, and
yeah, I
it
know
was
Nightshade.
just full of puns. Like one of my favorite jokes. Like you go around inspecting stuff, and every time you inspected something, there'd be a joke. So like you go up to a grate on the ground and you look at it, then all of a sudden the dialogue's on the bottom, and the guy's going, "This is a great grate. My great great grandfather had a great grate, but his grate wasn't as great as this grate."
Would you fucking write for that game or something like
Basically, dude.
that? I thought you found
There's
your
so
humor.
many like good. Yeah, well, I loved it as a
All
kid.
started.
Joan LaRosa Doyle, a friend of the show, she's been on the show. She said, my friend's older brother turned it on and off like 100 times just to prove that it would erase your game. It's a weird thing to do as an older brother.
David Citrick,
friend
he
of the show.
said, I spent so many goddamn hours playing Base Wars and building expert fighting robots. Real ahead of its time game. Base Wars
Yeah.
frickin' ruled. You could you get to choose all these different types of robots.
Yeah.
And then anytime there's like a tag, like a disputed out, instead you would fight with your
Oh,
robots.
wow.
So you could buy like laser swords and laser guns. So
Yeah.
it's like, I'm just gonna steal a base because I can machine gun anybody.
Yeah.
At the end of it, it was great.
Mark Callan said, I bought a used copy of Action 52 for $4 from a video store. That's what you have, right? Demon Sword was underrated. Matt Fraser, what do you got?
He said Jackal and RC Pro AM were a couple of favorites until the computer would deliberately turbo their car past you at the.
Yeah,
Man,
that fucking
RC
sucks,
Pro
huh?
AM was fun. You know, it was also a great little racing game. Was Micro Machines
Oh, yeah, that was great.
on all the different generations. I'm sorry, Patrick. I'm
I
gonna
understand.
do an aside.
But we're so late.
We only
It's
got
so-
like 5 more.
Yeah, but we're doing soliloquies on every one of them because you love the system too much.
Well, if you don't cry about the
You know,
soliloquies,
I do have to say, I totally buried the lead, and I dress up as the blue guy from Double Dragon for Halloween this year.
No
Oh,
shit.
nice.
You got photos of that?
No, it didn't. All right.
All
So I got all the pieces and I was putting it together, and then it turned out my friend was having a birthday, and it's somebody I've known for, and he's the guy I played Nintendo with for days at
the
a
original
time.
Double Dragon.
Double Dragon 2.
Pretty problematic in today's
So
Climate?
many.
oh yeah
So many of those games.
opening. Yeah, well, most of them are like, hey, we stole a girl.
Mhm.
Kid, but this one, she gets sucker punched in the gut.
Sorry, but
Yep.
your princess is in another casket.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. Eric Brown said Journey to Silius was and is a favorite of mine to this day. Killer soundtrack and super fun, but no one knows about this game.
I don't.
Mike
All right.
Schmidt. You got him?
Yeah. He said, I got Dragon Warrior free with my Nintendo Power subscription.
Sick.
I did not even own a Nintendo. I just know a good deal when I see one.
Will Watkins said Game Genie was an analogy for wealth privilege. I like that a lot.
Then, Haley Christine
Christine?
said, the Power Pad was amazing at advancing your epic dance moves.
Oh, yeah.
My sister had Dance Aerobics.
Oh, wow.
Or Dance Aerobics is what it was called.
That's fun. My
And
sister
you
had
flip over the power pad, and then there was another pad on the other side.
my sister had scoliosis.
Oh.
Nah, she's fine.
I didn't get that game.
I got it free with Nintendo Power. I got it free
shit.
with I don't know, some fucking medical magazine. Matthew Abel said Quantum Fighter, Solar Jetman, Caveman games as a Sioux City Sarsaparilla drinking game. Not knowing there was an adult counterpart every time you made fire in the game, you finish your bottle. Justin Oslander said Monster Party, Marble Madness, Mega Man.
Jeffy McCrum said Super Dodgeball was underrated as hell, and I so agree on that. That game is great. We played the crap out of it.
Take us out with your brother.
Oh, and then my brother, Ryan Ream, checks in and says Tecmo Super Bowl and hot tea. LOL, you know what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah,
actually, I
baby.
got no idea. Oh, actually, I do.
You know.
We never owned the game. Tecmo Super Bowl was one of our favorite games growing up. We didn't own it as much. So when we rented it on the weekend, we would either drink hot tea or we'd sneak into my dad's grip and steal a couple Vivarin. So
No shit?
Yeah, so we could stay up extra late to
Jesus
try and
Christ.
play as much video games as possible.
This went from being like a fun story to boiling tea to being like,
Oh.
we fucking get all fucked up, you know?
You don't get fucked up on Vibrant. It's fucking Vibrant.
Yeah.
And then he said, in baseball, where you...
I've been working on the railroad!
He said, baseball, where you coined me the jump and jerk. Because my brother was really good at jumping for balls.
That's ironic, Ryan. You like jumping and jerking? Well, I got a great thing for you. Goddamn. Thank you, all you NFers.
We gotta
Fantastic.
get flying here, right? We got, I think everybody here has a top 6.
We got a top 6, and we got, let's try to go through this fast. Let's go boom, boom, boom.
And,
boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
Yeah, and then we'll talk a little bit in between each.
Fucking Christ. This fun size is already almost an hour. Here we
Okay.
go. Anybody got any honorable mentions?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What's your give me holler them out?
I can say
Uh,
Bubble Bobble.
Rampart, DuckTales, Tecmo Super Bowl, Tecmo Wrestling,
Those are all your honorable mentions,
Excite Bike,
brother?
Punch Out, and Burger Time.
Fuck, my honorable mentions:
River City
Tetris,
Ransom.
Mario, and Mario 2.
Oh, and
Mario
Dr.
3,
Mario.
Oh wow, Dr. Mario was Nintendo. Fuck, I always think of it as being a Super
Ninja
Nintendo.
Gaiden 3 and 2.
Ninja Gaiden 2 is honorable.
Ninja Gaiden got better. I know Ninja Gaiden 1 best, but
I
they
think
got
Ninja Gaiden 2 is better.
they got better with each sequel.
Kid Icarus is an honorable mention for me.
Plus Ninja Gaiden 2 and 3, the sequels, they get. Oh, also any Disney Capcom game is on my honorable
Yeah,
mention.
Chippendale's my honorable mention for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Chippendale's
DuckTales 2 is an honorable mention for me.
DuckTales,
Number 6. What do we got?
Yo-Noid.
Go around the room.
good. Fun fact, DuckTales, first game I actually beat all the way through.
Nice.
Really? I
Yep.
beat it all the way through like a couple months ago on Xbox.
Yeah.
They've done a re-up of it.
Uh-huh.
Like they reskinned it so it looks great, but it's
Sure.
the same game. I beat it recently. It's
Yeah.
fun because it's
Well,
you
know,
it's like Mega Man where you just keep going back to you can go back to
yeah.
the house.
Well,
know?
if you
don't have
beat
to
it
beat
enough, it's nice to have it reskinned.
Now I heard you played the Moonwalker game, right? All right.
Come on.
Number 6. Let's go around the room.
Okay, my number 6, I went with I think the best beat 'em up on the system. You like your Double Dragons, but I went Battletoads.
Battletoads.
Hell yeah.
What do you
That'll
got?
be making an appearance later for me. For me, number 6 was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
TMNT. I kind of mentioned this before. I never played it the way
the
I think I
original
should.
one.
Yeah.
No. The
Oh.
arcade. I mean, I like that one as well. That would
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
be honorable mention. The arcade ones I like
Great.
better.
The original though, great fucking music though.
Yeah,
That
oh.
dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun,
Yeah.
dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
And much darker.
Just some
Yeah.
horny
And,
nerds
yeah,
with a
that's great.
keyboard, and I love it.
The only thing that sucked is so many of the people you fought had nothing to do with the show or anything.
Yeah, yeah,
They're like
yeah.
Fire Guy. And,
My number 6. I mentioned it a lot. Excite Bike. That's
Oh,
my
yeah,
number,
yeah.
There it is.
It was great. It's probably a game I played a million
plus
times.
the custom tracks.
Exactly. Yeah, you get to really have some fun. And then like I said, I love it when those fucking things inverted. It blew my mind.
Plus, people always talk about participation trophies ruining our generation, but Excite Bike taught me there's nothing wrong with finishing in 400th place.
Yeah, right.
You know?
That's a tweet. Number 5. What do you got, Reem?
Oh, da-na-na-na, da-na-na. That's the opening to Contra.
Yeah, sure. Contra.
Konami?
Was it Konami?
Yeah, the Konami code.
Yeah.
I mean, Contra, it's a shoot 'em up. It's great.
Yeah.
It's 2 players.
I hadn't
It's
played
tough.
as much.
It's fun.
I like it. But I couldn't make my list.
Oh, it was one of the classic.
Yeah.
I never owned
I'm
Contra,
not fighting it.
so it's a great renter.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, number 5? There, Leif.
Number 5, we've got Battletoads.
Battletoads. Yeah. See, that's one of those games I didn't own it.
Mhm.
My brother's friend Todd didn't have it, so fucking I'm out. You know.
There is a when you pause the screen on that, there is a beat
Oh,
that
cool.
has stuck with me my entire life.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
day of my life, at some point.
Can I
will
tell
do
you
that.
what stuck with me in that same way? That's always kind of playing in my head. I'm not fucking around. This is 100% true. The theme song to Saved by the Bell, the college years.
Oh,
We're standing on the edge of tomorrow.
Yeah. And there's no way to play how far we'll go.
The future looks bright too. We're standing on the edge of tomorrow. Today.
I'd like to see.
Always kind of in my head.
I want to
It's
see
catchy.
somebody beat Battletoads with 2 players.
I want to see somebody beat
That'd be
Battletoads while fucking college years is playing on the other TV, you know? 2 TVs stacked up. I got Zach with his hair.
Patrick, do you have a 5th favorite?
I do. My 5th favorite game is gonna be Dig Dug 2. Ooh. Loved it.
I know my
Nobody sees
Dig
that
Dugs.
coming. Love Dig Dug 2.
I don't know Dig Dugs. The closest I got to Dig Dug is with my number 4 favorite game of
Well,
all
don't
time.
spoil it yet. Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
No, we're at number. Oh yeah, you're right.
You said you're.
Yeah,
we
that's
all-
right. You're number 4.
But,
You're right.
But great way to blow my fucking synchronicity and segue that I had going right there. Yeah, Wipeout.
Go.
We are all losing our minds.
Number
But
4, baby. I almost drank your coffee as a
my version of Dig Dug,
hot and burned
Super
me.
Mario Bros. 2.
Super Mario
Right.
2. That's your Dig Dug?
Yeah.
Why? Because it's your sequel?
You dig a lot with Toad.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
The sand level.
Well, you dig
I
a
don't
lot
know.
with Toad, and then
I
you
just
dug a
love-
lot with Toad.
I mean, I love Super Mario. I didn't want to put 2 Marios in here.
Same
but
thing.
I just think I like Super Mario 2 better. It's
Okay.
just fun. It's
Super
Mario
different,
2.
and
It's
also
different, which is nice.
Honorable
the
mention.
music is
Well,
short list on the best.
Wasn't
of
it
the
supposed
con-
to be a different?
It was. It was repurposed. They did that all the time. Same thing. Did you ever play Yo Noid?
Hey, go
No.
listen to our fucking Mario episode if you
Yeah.
want to hear this goddamn
yeah.
story.
Oh,
Put it in
sorry,
right
sorry,
now.
sorry.
Plug in right now,
Yep.
buddy.
Oh,
Listen to a
all right.
fucking episode. Find out what we're doing on this thing, man. What's your number 4, bud?
Number 4 for me is Double Dragon 2.
D.
That's the best
A lot
one.
of sequels. All sequels.
really good.
No,
Well-
mine 4.
Well, because Nintendo, unlike movies,
Unlike movies.
gets better with sequels. Most Nintendo games,
Yes.
the sequels are all
Well, it makes
better.
sense because they're learning.
Yeah, they
And
just
and
take a good thing
and the software
and then
is
they add
advancing so
stuff
much,
to
you
it.
know?
Exactly.
Kind of now we're at a little bit of a tipping point where maybe it's not as good. I can see
Yeah.
that happening. I don't know if it's. I'm not saying.
Yeah, I think nowadays it's like largely story based, so
Yeah.
it's like it's a gamble. Then
Yeah.
number 2, 3, it could change drastically.
Yeah.
Gameplay
We're like
changes so
Double
much
Dragon
now.
2, it's 2-player.
yeah.
So it's obviously better
Yeah,
than
you
Double
have 2
Dragon
people on
1.
the same screen.
Yeah.
and you can like
Couple of new moves.
yeah,
You had that spin kick.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
You had the knee that just destroys.
Oh, across
Yeah,
the
I
screen.
just go around kneeing the entire time.
Todd's family too poor to buy Double Dragon.
Yeah.
Of course, we weren't gonna get it. So still, never fucked with these games. My number 4, though, I'll tell you this: love it. DuckTales, baby, the first one.
Hell yeah,
So good. The
Dude.
moon level.
Great soundtrack, too.
So good.
Oh, so good.
And great artwork.
yeah,
very simple, but
gorgeous.
it was very good and very fluid.
And a great, fun gameplay mechanic.
Yes.
Very fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, the way
That's-
he
'cause back then,
pogo
if you
stick?
just get one thing that makes it fun, it works. 2 other games we didn't mention on the honorable mention that are kind of the same way as DuckTales, Bionic Commando and Batman.
Oh, Batman's fun. I never played Bionic Commando.
Oh, you just have this slinky arm
Mhm.
that latches onto shit and then you swing around. And it's badass.
DuckTales 2 is fantastic, and it would
Yeah.
almost make the DuckTales 2. You have a little. It's that thing. They've moved the mechanics up, but I still like the levels in DuckTales 1 so much more.
My number 3?
Number 3, baby.
Oh, I've loved this game. I've beaten it so many times. I did a fun size on it. Mega
Here it
Man 2.
MM2.
I think the best
Played
soundtrack
the
on
shit
the
out of it.
system.
I played the shit out of it since we talked about
Really?
it. On my phone, I have the
Yeah,
emulator.
that's
I play it
right.
all the time.
It's great.
Yeah, fun. You like it? You like a Mega Man 2?
I never got into Mega Man.
Who gives
I
a
feel
fuck?
like I just
Read
missed
your
it.
number 3.
My top 3 could have very easily been interchangeable.
For sure.
Yeah.
And also, if we made this list in a week, it could be interchangeable. That's how
Oh,
these
yeah.
things always, the top 6
Oh,
always go.
since we
But
started,
now,
I had,
since
like,
you're
more-
putting it on a podcast, it's your life.
This
Yeah,
is it.
yeah,
This
this
is
is
all
it.
we got forever. I'm gonna go with. There was a game I played nonstop, World Cup Soccer.
Oh.
I played that game.
Why did you
so
turn
much.
the clock off? Or
Yeah. What happened there? You just suck? Stalemate?
I think
I'm
we
sorry, I missed
talked
that.
about this at
Just
some
because
point.
soccer. You said you played it nonstop, so
Oh,
we're like
yeah,
as if the
yeah,
game
yeah.
actually never ended.
Yeah,
I never
it's
played it. You
awesome.
ever play this?
I
never even heard of it.
can
Oh,
picture.
it's
It's got
so
the dog on it, right?
No.
The Chicago dog?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
A hot dog with like mustard?
No, the
It
mascot
had
from the
two-
1994
Oh, that's what a Chicago dog is.
World
Oh
Cup.
no, this was way before
This is like
that.
yeah, because '94 that would have been right at the very end.
This
or whatever.
was
Hey. Hey.
maybe 9. No, well, this was before they really had a. This was just like the soccer game that they had.
yeah.
Not even FIFA or anything.
Oh,
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
I got to add Baseball Stars to my honorable mention.
Honorable mentions, yeah.
'Cause
yeah,
that was a great
yeah.
game.
What
about your, number 3,
Number
Patrick?
3, a little game called Metroid. Fucking love it. Metroid 1, love it. Super fun. Watch the
Never
run
played
throughs
enough
all the
Metroid.
time. So
I liked
good.
Metroid, but Nintendo and you being a kid, there are just some games you couldn't get.
Say,
You know what I mean?
And
And then on the flip
Samus,
side, there was just that shitty game you got stuck with and you played.
yeah.
Like I had Mad Max. That game was garbage.
I would have loved Mad Max.
The only cool thing is you could go find a demolition derby.
Oh
and
no,
drive
I'm
around.
thinking Mighty Max. I don't give a
also
fuck about
love
Mad
that
Max.
on Nintendo. I feel like that that may be one of the last systems I saw that there were some games that's like you just couldn't fit. I'm like, I don't know how to
Yeah.
play this.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no sense. There's no.
That's what
story,
is so
there's
funny about all
nothing.
these run-throughs on YouTube now,
Yeah.
because you can think of a game that like I spent hours of my life, and you see some fucking weirdo gamer do it in 20 seconds, beat the game,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, Christ.
It's like, oh, here I'm gonna do world record speed run on Silver Surfer,
yeah, yeah.
you know, or
Did you
just
ever
like,
play Silent Service, the
No.
submarine game on Nintendo?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
A big part of that game is just floating around
Mhm.
for hours.
Oh, boy.
I was like, I couldn't.
You know
do
who'd love
it.
that? Rogan. Joe Rogan. That guy loves fucking floating. You know, he gets in the tank.
powerful Joe Rogan.
Powerful.
Number two.
Number two.
Brandon's number 2.
Getting down there.
Hope
it's not shitty.
The original Final Fantasy, man.
Mhm.
Okay, that's nice.
There
Ooh,
are
respectable.
few games that get my nostalgia, or few things in this world that get my like nostalgic little kid Brandon just like.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, that world was huge.
Yeah.
There were
yeah,
so many
yeah.
secrets. I can remember trying to beat it with my brother forever.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out how to beat it. And
How
like,
do you beat a Final Fantasy on Nintendo? Because there's no save, right?
no, there's a save file.
There is a
Yeah,
save
yeah.
file. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. You just keep playing, keep leveling, and I love the music.
Yeah.
I still listen to the music quite a bit.
I'm gonna watch that's what I'm gonna do tonight when I get home. I'm gonna watch a run through of a Final Fantasy game because I still don't
They
even have
got,
a concept
like,
of it.
5-hour speed runs
Yeah.
of the NES version.
I
but it's
love
so good.
8-bit music.
Yeah.
I still listen to like 8-bit sample
You ever listen to
music.
These 8-bit
Anamanaguchi?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
love
like a
that
lot of
stuff.
that
That's
stuff,
really good.
yeah.
I listen to a lot of Mega Ran.
Oh yeah.
so
Did-
good.
He did that Final Fantasy VII album called
Yeah.
Black Materia. I don't know
And-
if you like Final Fantasy VII, but
You know what my
I was
favorite
talking about that on the
8-bit
random.
song is?
Yeah.
A little song called Oh Shit, It's the Nostalgic Front. Our theme song.
Oh yeah.
It's like an
I
8-bit
don't
song.
know if
It's
I've
an
heard
8-bit
that
gem.
one.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
What's your number 2 game, Leif?
Leif.
Number 2 for me is the Duck Hunt, Mario 1, and Track and Field combo.
Yeah,
work.
there you go. That's a good cheat. Not a cheat, you know what I mean? But you get a lot of birds with a stone, a lot of birds with one stone. Duck Hunt, of course.
I think
Get
any one of those
2
would have
birds
not
stoned
made the
at
list,
once.
but since they were all 3 on
be
there,
together.
Yeah.
that one was hard for me not to put as number 1.
Oh, well,
Duck Hunt,
yeah,
it's
that's
crazy
fine
that
because
Duck
my
Hunt's-
number 1 is my 150-in-1 Nintendo cartridge that I got.
Is that real?
No.
Oh, fuck you, man. Duck Hunt, actually, I think while we're talking, Duck Hunt is going to squeeze out Excite Bike into the honorable mentions. Duck Hunt's now
Oh,
number
I thought
6.
Duck Hunt squeezed out eggs.
That one really laid nothing. Flat laid.
Sorry, I don't like that.
Goose egg.
I liked it. I like where you're going.
Tell him to fucking get out of here, would you? My number 2?
Sorry, that was a foul joke.
Okay.
There
Oh,
it
wait,
is.
okay, that
There
was
it
the
is.
other episode. Future callback. My number 2, a little game called Castlevania.
Ooh.
Castlevania.
So good.
It's one of those games that like I played as a kid, but never like played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
And as an adult, I've gotten down on it quite a bit.
You've gone
both
down on it?
1 and 2 and Symphony of the Night
I haven't played Symphony of the Night.
because
But
I think you or somebody
I
gave
talk it up
me
to you like crazy.
no somebody gave me the original and then I played a lot of that. And then Symphony of the
Mm.
Night was one of my games recently.
You gave me the original when I got my
'cause
Nintendo.
I got the
Yeah.
150-in-1.
That music,
But-
first of all, stands by its own.
Yeah.
Also, the
Mhm.
intro to
Scary
that
as
game
shit.
is insane. I
Yeah.
remember the first time I saw it, I was like, whoa.
Plus, they have the
Oh.
cool little. They have the film stuff
Yeah.
on it
Yeah.
too.
It's
Heads
so
on pipes.
Have
good.
you
Right
watched
up top.
the cartoon, the anime?
Isn't it? We didn't mention this on the show. We did a fun size back in October. All of our fun sizes were Halloween themed, or whatever, spooky themed. We did a random ass vampires fun size. Turns out we drop it the goddamn day season 2 of Castlevania drops on.
Which I need to
yeah.
watch.
Perfect.
Season
Perfect
1 was a
timing.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's
What's it called? Blood and
Castlevania.
Sand.
no,
Doesn't it
that's
have? Oh,
Spartacus.
does it not have like a?
It's just called Castlevania.
Oh, okay. I thought it had like a whole.
No, it's
blah,
good
blah,
though.
blah, blah. Yeah. Goddamn, Castlevania. I love it.
It reminds
it's so
me
fun.
of a lot of the anime I liked watching when I was younger.
Yeah.
My number 1, oh man,
I already know it. I'm gonna write it
Well,
down on
of-
a piece of paper, and
I
I'll
of
send it to
course
you.
you fucking know it.
I'm gonna write it down on a piece of paper. You write it down what you think his number 1 is.
I'm gonna say his
and
is.
don't say it aloud.
I
write
doubt-
it down on a piece of
is-
paper.
I'm just. I
Write it down.
This-
I don't have to. It's on mine.
I-
Because
There
it's
are
my
very
number one.
few
Oh,
I think it's the
pieces
same.
of
But
media.
No, you're writing down what his guess is, and then we're gonna show it to the camera that we're right. Okay.
There are very few pieces of media that have had more of a profound effect on my life
Okay.
than this game.
Now, Reem, say it aloud. On 3, say it, and then we hold up our
Okay.
our cameras. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Tecmo Super Bowl.
Now, okay. Now,
Nope.
what's
I went
yours
Mario
say?
3.
Mario 3. Now, what's mine say?
Tecmo
Yours
Bowl.
is Tecmo Bowl.
Actually, it says
That's
Tecmo.
right.
Oh boy, how sleepy am I? I forgot to put the L on that.
That's fine.
You also forgot to put the Super.
Yeah, but Tecmo Bowl is what we call it.
But Tecmo Super Bowl, man.
I knew it, man.
That's a good
Uh,
game.
He was
first
ranked
game-
worldwide.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
That was
Holy shit.
Years later.
I did finish 64th in the
That was
world.
a loose-
I did finish 64th in the 2014 World Championships
Hot damn.
of Tecmo Super
That's
Bowl.
amazing.
He's good.
It was a live championship.
He's good
of
at it.
That's a good game. That made my honorable mention.
Not only that, but you could keep track of full season stats on it.
Yeah.
It had NFLPA license and all the team license. This is 1991 with all the real teams, all the real players, attributes. You know,
No, it's Patrick.
it's ahead of its time. It still plays great.
Just reaching
I
farther
mean,
and farther.
Yeah.
It's got cult status with all of the Bo
And
Jackson.
were they still in Baltimore at that point? The Colts?
No, but I love Tecmo Super Bowl. I wish I didn't crush everybody I played at it because I'd love to be able to play against
Yeah.
people. But I'm just
Tecmo
too
also
good.
made an amazing wrestling game, which was hard for me not to
Tecmo
put
World
on it.
Wrestling,
Yeah.
and it had the announcer on the bottom.
Yeah.
That was calling out all the
It
moves.
was, it was hard for me
WWF?
not
And it
to
was
put
better. It was probably the best professional wrestling game on the Nintendo.
That
despite the
Nintendo-
fact that it
I
didn't
liked the
have,
WWF Nintendo game.
They all
it wasn't my
sucked,
favorite.
though.
I liked it. It was fun to play,
the
though.
license was cool.
Some of
but
the
the
arcade
game
games,
sucked.
You're right.
Yeah.
As a kid, they were awesome.
Stop screaming at me.
Most of the games it was hard to get. Could you get the WWF Royal Rumble on Nintendo?
No.
Ah,
You had,
Christ.
They had Steel Cage
I'm
Challenge.
so sorry.
No,
this is-
it's fine.
This is.
I just looked at the timer.
Oh, yeah.
Now on 3,
Wha-
I want you to say your number 1. I want you to show it to the camera. Your number 1
I
on
already
3.
did.
1, 2.
Wait, what? I already
What's your
did.
number 1? I
It's
know.
the same one as
Yeah.
that one. Why are we competing?
Oh,
now?
your number 1's the same as mine.
Super Mario 3?
Super Mario 3. That's
Hell
what I
yeah.
got. It's number, yeah.
I played that
So
game.
you thought it was
so
going to be
much.
his, but it was you and me.
I mean, honestly, like across the board, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised. It was
Yeah.
such a huge game. It was so important. It was such a
I
well
went-
done game. The music's good. The graphics
Tie-in with
were
Wizard
great.
really did it for me.
I just think when I go to play the both of them, I play Super Mario 2 more.
Really?
Sure.
And see, I'm 100% not.
Now,
Super Mario
as an
2,
adult,
I'm shitty at
Uh,
in the later episodes.
retroactively, I want to play Super Mario 2 more than Super Mario 3.
Super Mario 3
'Cause-
reminds me of Super Mario World, and Super
Yeah.
Mario World's my favorite game. One of my favorite
Yeah,
games. of
yeah,
all time.
that's for me too. Super Mario 3 is so close to Super Mario World. I'd rather play Super Mario World because
I guess.
you know,
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
when
sense.
it comes down to it.
Well, that's why
And
when
I
we
just-
did our Super Nintendo episode, my favorite game was Super Mario All Stars.
Yeah.
because you get all of it.
Yep.
You know.
Also, Super Mario was like that launched me into just I love everything Super Mario.
Yeah.
I was like, me and my friends used to play Super Mario Brothers.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
All the
totally
time.
in the yard. Yeah.
I get a kick out of it every time I see just some little kid on the street now with how often kids have, Mario stuff
Yeah.
on it. It's like,
And then to Halloween, we had Halloween last week. I saw so many Mario and Luigi's out there. I
Yeah.
saw Wario's. I saw Waluigi's. It's like crazy. God damn it. We finally fucking did it. And
oh, hold on, I got a couple more
remember
things
this?
I want to
Oh,
add.
Jesus Christ.
Nah, that's
This
it.
quick, remember when we were like, it's just going to be like 25 minutes. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
we
no,
are
that's not gonna
currently
happen.
over 1 hour.
Let's stop right now and we
Um,
can save it for later. So we'll hit the reset button as we turn power off so we can.
Leif, thank you for being a guest. What do you got to
Thank
plug?
you so
Tell
much.
the listeners. They love you already.
BrainMachineNetwork.com.
Say it again clean. I was talking over it.
BrainMachineNetwork.com.
Okay, one more time just to really make sure that it gets in.
BrainMachineNetwork.com.
Go check it out.
There's a lot of great stuff there. Follow me on Instagram at BearWithLeif. And check out the Narcissistas. I am a guest host on that pretty much every day. So
Yeah.
it's great. I highly recommend it. I would sit here and promote all the shows because I really do believe everything we're doing in the network and all the shows. So as opposed to doing that, just go check them out. There's pages you can read about them. You can listen
Every
to
show
them.
is good.
It's amazing.
Tons of friends of ours. A lot of guests. You have
insane.
similar guests. If you like us, I'm not fucking around. If you're a listener to this show and you're from wherever, maybe you're on the Patreon and you're one of our favorites, you're a Kazi, you're a Grammar Hole, or maybe you're somebody who we've never even reached out to us, or you just like the show and you're one of those people, regardless, you got to be listening to Dark Day. You got to be listening to RC. You got to be listening to Ufology. You got to be listening to Dude Talks. You got to be listening to all of the shows. There's
Gotta be listening
15
to
more. So check
and
them all
also
out.
download this podcast, rate, all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, all the popular stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Reem, what about you? Where can these motherfuckers find you on the internet?
Reamcore.
REAMKORE.
You got it. Type that into a thing.
Yeah.
Also check out the other podcast, 1994.
The podcast.
New episodes
Such
every
a
other Friday.
Fun, right?
Podcast.
Lace's been on it. Patrick's been on it.
I've been on that, Bart.
I've been on it.
You're on
You know?
everyone.
Yeah, yeah. And then every second Friday of every month, guess what that is?
The Des Moines Staple.
Yeah, House of Bricks
House of
Comedy
Bricks
at
Comedy.
Precious Metal.
Such a good show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very good.
check that out too. So I mean, we always have. It's just 4 comics doing 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
Wait a minute, it's just for comics?
Yep.
So no regular people can't go to the show.
It's just for comics. That are
That's
doing
what it's
15
like
minutes.
doing a podcast. Listeners, you can follow me at Patrick Casey. It's at PATRICKHSAE, PatrickCasey.com for all upcoming shows. I believe like 3 weeks from now, I'll be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so go check that out. Like Lade kind of said, listen to the podcast, rate and review, all that kind of stuff. iTunes, Stitcher, all those. We have like 1 review on Stitcher, and I think it's me. So if you're on Stitcher, just give us a little buzz. Patreon, if you can donate, we'd love it. We're trying to get 100 by 100. You guys get it. We're sick of talking about it. As soon as we get to 100, we'll stop talking about it.
Then we're going to go to 200.
Yeah, then we're going to do 200, 101 by 200. I don't know what it is, but goddamn, just give us a little bit of money, and we will continue making good content. You'll continue. Right now, Patreon, some of you are watching this. If you're just listening and you want to see all the weird shit that happened when we go to break, before the show, after the show, go to the Patreon, subscribe. You can start watching these videos. Tell your friends. Be cool, never die, and remember, if you're not an NFer,
You're an MFer,
So
so
get
get
the
the
fuck
fuck out
outta
of here.
bad show. Ugh, we're so bad.
Why bad?
Nah, it's just fun to say at the end of the show.
Welcome to BrainMachineNetwork.com.